Well, hello and welcome to this Fotospeed video. Today we are looking at panoramic papers and the panoramic papers we offer here at Fotospeed. So for those of you who don't know, we offer papers in panoramic sizes. So these papers are 210 millimeters by 594 millimeters. They give a great option if you're looking to print panoramics, but don't have the option of a roll on your printer and things. But anyway, we're going to talk about that in a minute and the creative options you can have with this paper, because it's not just for landscape photography. You can do other forms of photography on it, and you can actually use them really creatively to create some really striking images. And I'm going to be having a look through the different paper types we offer in these papers and the different types of images and things. Hopefully you can see all those on the table here. But before we do all that, a little bit of housekeeping. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the Fotospeed YouTube channel. Please sign up to the Fotospeed newsletter on photospeed.com. Also download the free ebook from Fotospeed called The Art of Printing. Also don't forget, if you're in the US, you can now order papers through Midwest Photo. And if you're in mainland Europe, please order your papers through Colour Europe. And of course, you can order all your papers, no matter where you are in the world, through photospeed.com as well. Okay, so that's the housekeeping out of the way. Let's have a look at some panoramics and panoramic papers. So let me give you a brief overview of what these papers are. I've already said about the size. So the size is 210 millimeters by 594 millimeters. So effectively, they're an A2 sheet cut in half. Which makes it really nice and usable as well. So you can use them in anything from an A4 printer up to an A2 printer, to be honest, or a roll machine if you wanted to. And it gives you a really unique panoramic size as well. The natural kind of thought of when you think of panoramics is landscape photography, or as I've got here, some cityscapes as well. So that would kind of be the natural thing we'd think of when we're thinking about panoramic papers, is these lovely vistas and landscapes and cityscapes as well, almost 360 kind of shots as well we can do with them. But there are other things you can do with it as well, as I'll touch on in a bit. So we offer the panoramic papers in 7 different paper types. So we offer it in a Art Smooth Duo, which is our double-sided bookmaking paper with the guaranteed grain direction on the short grain. So perfect for bookmaking. So you can fold it over and get a perfect A4 if you wanted to stitch down the middle. Also, we do it in PF Gloss, PF Luster, Photo Smooth Pearl, Platinum Baryta, Platinum Etching, and also Smooth Cotton. So there's enough papers there, I think, to satisfy most people. Some fine art papers as well. I love the smooth cotton and how it feels in my hand, to be honest. And I've just picked up this one. Looks absolutely fantastic. Now, like I said, these papers can be used in pretty much any printer, really. As long as your printer can take an A4, it can mostly take, they can be used in most printers out on the market. What you have to check for, though, is the length, the maximum length it can print. And just to make sure it can print up to 594 millimeters in length. But the size can be it's basically an A4. It's 2 A4s kind of put together, or end on end. That's just something to think about and check in printer's specifications. Just make sure it can print that 594 millimeters in length, one thing. But other than that, all we need to do is we need to set the paper type up in your page settings within, say, Lightroom, Photoshop, or any other softwares, whatever you're using. It's nice and easy to do. I've got a video on how to do that, which I'll put a link to at the end, and I'll put a link in the description as well. Any problems, you can just give us a call. But it's effectively just putting the width as 210 and putting the height as 594 within your page setup settings. You create a custom size when you do this. So it's nice and easy to do. Once it can take sometimes a couple of goes just to get your head around what's actually happening, but usually it's pretty simple to do. And like I said, I've got a nice video on how to actually do that. But it's not just a paper for, say, landscape, although that's kind of what it will lend itself to very nicely, especially like the platinum etching papers and the smooth cottons and things. I've done a wildlife shot here, bit of a kind of a mix of the two, really, kind of this lovely shot, and it looks absolutely brilliant. I love the way in kind of this letterbox style, the antelope here, the animals here are framed very, very nicely. But also, don't forget about still life. It kind of lends itself to flowers very nicely, and you give this kind of lovely look as it goes up. We don't generally have to use it all the time in, say, like a landscape format. We can actually use the paper in a portrait format as well. And it can create nice triptychs as you're going across and things like that. If you've got something that's very tall or a very tall building, a bit like the Statue of Liberty picture here, I know I've kind of cropped off some little bits and things going on in here, but hopefully you can see that it can actually create some really nice, interesting kind of views that you might not necessarily think of. You can do portraiture as well, a bit of a sad picture this, I think, but a bit of a kind of bit of a dark picture this. You can kind of frame things very nicely and put little kind of those portrait upright letterbox styles as well. And also kind of like this lighthouse picture here as well. Comes out very nicely and they work really nicely in that format. So I just wanted to show you that because it doesn't have to be limited to the traditional kind of landscape letterbox that we could do in panoramics, although that's generally probably what most people will use it for. However, I hope you can see here, you can have a little bit of kind of creative fun with it and actually turn it on its side and things and create more. And you can also create those triptychs and things with it as well. We also do the panoramics in a test pack as well that you can get. So the test pack comes with a selection of the papers in that we do the panoramic sizes in. It also comes with A4 sheets as well. So you don't have to kind of sacrifice a sheet of your lovely paper to get a custom profile made. You've got an A4 sheet in there so you can print your chart and actually get some beautiful colors as well, taking advantage of the free custom profiling service we offer here at Fotospeed. So I hope that's given you a bit of an overview on panoramic papers and kind of what they are and what you can do with them as well. Please check out my video on how to actually set these papers up and how to actually use them. And hopefully you can see you don't have to stick to that landscape size. You can actually have a little bit more fun with them and creatively. Okay, so I will finish there. I hope that's given you an idea of what you could do with the panoramic papers. Like I said, they are available on photospeed.com, but also if you are in the US, don't forget you can order these papers through Midwest Photo. And if you're in mainland Europe, please head over to Colour Europe to order your panoramic papers directly from mainland Europe. So, also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fotospeed YouTube channel and sign up to the newsletter and download the free Art of Printing from us here at Fotospeed, covering everything from turning on your printer to bookmaking to colour management and absolutely everything in between. We release new videos here every week on the Fotospeed YouTube channel. So on that note, I will see you next week. Bye-bye.